Hello class, today we're going to be talking about Black Lives Matter. Here's a brief history of how this revolutionary movement began. Roll the clip.
In 2013, 3 Black organizers, Alicia Garza, Patrice Cullors, and Opal Tometi, created a Black-centered political movement called #BlackLivesMatter. The creation of this movement was in response to George Zimmerman's acquittal for Trayvon Martin's tragic murder. On February 26, 2012, young 17-year-old Trayvon Martin was shot and killed by Neighborhood Watch member George Zimmerman. George Zimmerman called the police to report suspicious activity in the neighborhood. He saw Trayvon and told the police that he appeared to be up to no good and that he looked like he was on drugs. Records show that Trayvon was talking on the phone to his girlfriend. She reported after the incident that he was being followed and ran off. Zimmerman followed Trayvon against the dispatcher's orders, and moments later, Zimmerman fatally shot Trayvon and claimed it was in self-defense. George Zimmerman went to trial on July 13, 2013, and was charged with second-degree murder for killing Trayvon Martin. Zimmerman never denied shooting Trayvon, but claimed it was in self-defense. He was found not guilty of all charges due to the state of Florida's Stand Your Ground law. Injustices against Black people, like Trayvon Martin's case, led to public outrage and many protests against the racism Black people have faced in the United States. Black Lives Matter will not stop protesting and organizing to affirm that Black lives do indeed matter. They not only fight for justice for Black people, they also fight for the rights of everyone, regardless of sexual and gender identities, religious beliefs, class, immigration status, and disability. They fight for everyone around the world.
Now that you know how this movement began, what are your thoughts, class?
Personally, I don't understand why we're only saying Black Lives Matter. Shouldn't we be saying all lives matter? I just don't understand how we're supposed to come together as a nation if we're labeling Black Lives Matter with only Black lives. I thought all lives mattered. So I personally believe that we should just remove Black Lives Matter and replace it with All Lives Matter.
Well, in actuality, all lives do matter, but the issue with All Lives Matter is that it was only brought up once Black Lives Matter came up. The Black Lives Matter movement isn't saying only Black lives matter, it's saying that Black lives do matter. History shows us that Black people have always been mistreated since the beginning of our nation, and they're just trying to show that their lives matter just as much as everybody else.
Well, the Black Lives Matter movement, it acknowledges the injustices faced specifically by Black people in the United States. And this is evident by the high rates of Black Americans being targeted unfairly for simply living their lives, like Trayvon, who was shot and killed just for walking through a white neighborhood. The All Lives Matter movement logic, it diminishes like the issues Black people have faced, and this is how the All Lives Matter logic
For cancer research, baked goods for cancer research. It's a great cause. Baked goods for breast cancer research. It's a great cause.
Brenda, people don't only die from breast cancer. All cancers matter, okay?
It's for my aunt.
Yeah, I just need to buff out this spot.
We gotta paint the whole car.
Paint the whole car? There's only one spot.
If we paint one part of the car, we gotta paint the whole car. It all matters.
Oh, okay. I think I'm finally starting to understand what this whole movement's about.
Oftentimes, when we look at all the vast problems engulfing our society, it is easy to feel inconsequentially in the bigger picture. When we hear about wars, conflicts, uprisings, riots, murders, it can make us feel like there's nothing we can do to fight the enormity of it as one person. But in reality, it is the little things that can cause a change. By listening to one another without being defensive, not dehumanizing criminals, using your privilege. Black Lives Matter and many of other organizations fighting state-sponsored violence and predominantly comprised of Black women, many of whom are also part of the LGBTQ community. For example, if you witness a protest led by Black people and you see them being abused, treated unfairly, or being discriminated against, using your privilege to intervene could help someone's life. And finally, saying that Black Lives Matter does not mean only Black Lives Matter. It is also saying they haven't mattered, and they should, to expose the truth that all lives won't matter until Black lives and the lives of other marginalized groups matter too.